Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rory with Roar Sports Media back again after a little bit of a hiatus. It's been a little bit since we've done an upload, just a little bit. But let me tell you, we're back, we're reinvigorated, and we're ready to talk about season 2024 of the NFL. Gonna be back, and I'm back here again with my boy Jordan. Go ahead and introduce yourself,
Hey
buddy.
guys, again, Jordan. I'm the co-host with Rory. I'm glad to be back. Like he said, it's just been a little bit, roughly 2 seasons, but hey guys, we're back. We're ready to talk about 2024, and I am super excited, as you should be.
Yeah, man. I mean, and you know what? This is a good season to come back to.
Of course.
Big QB draft class. Lots to be look forward to. Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
the Jets. Finally, hopefully he can stay healthy. Joe Burrow back. Lamar, is he going to continue his run? The Chiefs, will they three-peat? There's so much to talk about, and we have all season to talk about it. I'm looking forward to it, bud.
Oh, me too, me too. And like, hey man, you know what? I'm here for the roller coaster. I'm here for the ride, and that ride is the three-peat. I want to see it. I know a lot of people don't want the Chiefs to win, but come on, let's be a part of history, everybody. Let's make 2024 the year the three-peat happens. Let's go, Chiefs.
It's gross. No, I don't want that. No one. I don't. I don't want
I'm
that
all
at
for it, man.
all.
I'm here for it.
Nah, no, thank you. I don't want that. I want Joe Burrow. I want Joe Burrow to get his first, the one he deserves.
Right.
Um, you
Looking
know,
like vanilla
Joe,
ice. Let's go.
bro, aura. The boy has aura.
Aura.
Did you see
Aura
him in
times
Paris
10 million.
walking?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, he
yeah.
was killing it. He was killing it. We love that man. But I mean, I don't care what Joe does off the field as long as he's not like beating dogs or just doing crazy stuff.
Right.
As long as it's just dyeing your hair, I'm okay with it.
Exactly. I don't
Yeah.
care. Paint your
I
nails,
tell you what,
dye your hair,
the only
play
dogs I
good.
want.
We don't care.
The only dogs I want him to beat are the Browns. That's the only dogs I want Joe Burrow to beat the hell out of.
Should be easy enough because they don't got a good quarterback.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, we can start there, dude. I mean, if you want to.
Sure.
The Browns. What is they doing? Uh,
I
is Doctor Eat the Dove? Is he gonna be the savior for the Cleveland Browns? Because Deshaun Watson looks very, very, very not good in camps. It looks like he doesn't care. To be
no,
honest.
no, I don't. I honestly, I don't think he does. I think he knows he's got all the money. I don't think there's anything in his contract that says otherwise that he can't get his full guarantee. So I'm $275 million richer no matter what.
Yeah, I think that's where he's kind of at too. It's just you can kind of tell whenever a quarterback's not checked in, man. When he was on the field last year, I didn't see it. I mean, the defense carried that entire team the entire way, which their defense is
Yeah.
immaculate. But Deshaun Watson, don't know if that's the truth. I think it's gonna be coming out of the AFC North. It's the Bengals and the Ravens. Steelers.
Yep.
My God, what are they doing?
I have no idea. The best thing the Steelers can do is let the young guy play.
You want Justin Fields on the field?
I'll take Justin Fields. Why? Because I think he actually has the explosiveness to win a game. Like, I think he can be. I just think Russ has lost a step. I think he's really went downhill.
Yeah.
I don't think he showed enough in the last 2 preseason games, which is pretty insulting that Russ even has to actually compete in preseason. But I think that shows you how far he's fallen. And I don't think he was any better than Justin Fields. And then you get Justin Fields in there with the ones, actually give him starter reps. You probably give the nod to Russ during preseason that he was getting the last 2 weeks reps with the ones. Man, I think Justin Fields is probably your better bet.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think I for the most part pretty much agree with you. I think Russ is one of those guys who's paid and he knows he's paid. So he's just there for a check. I mean, if he wins, he wins. Great. If he loses, so what? He has like 350 mil or something to that effect. Yeah, Justin Fields over Russ. Yeah, it's shit. So I mean, we'll see, man. Uh, the Steelers are going to be carried by their defense, like they always have been, and they probably
Right.
will always will be. The steel curtain exists today, and I'll say that as a Bengals fan. J.J. Watt and the boys and Mika Fitzpatrick, he's going to
Mika
be there.
Fitzpatrick. Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Yes.
They're always gonna have nasty defenses. It's just uh, that offense. It leaves something to be desired, and
It's
I
what.
think that personally they're gonna be the last in the AFC North. Now, me personally,
No, I agree.
yeah, me personally,
Yeah.
it's a toss up on if Joe Burrow can stay healthy or not. And like I say that as a diehard Bengals fan, the Bengals have done a lot to change the offensive line for him. We have actual tight ends now in Mike Gesicki and Eric All. We've drafted. Our defense took a step back. I'm not gonna lie, in losing DJ Reader, but like for the AFC North, I think it's gonna be fine. Not a Lamar Jackson's really the only great runner, and that's not up the gut. So, you know, that's
Yeah.
as long as they can do okay in stopping the run.
Probably got a little weaker on the
Yeah.
running back too. Actually, probably kind of really dropped it to be honest. But
it really
again,
depends.
it's all Joe Burrow's health.
Yes, it really depends. If the
and
Bengals
the contract dispute.
yeah, I don't know. I love Joe Mixon. I am a Joe. I've always been a Joe Mixon stan. He is my boy. He's going to be one of my favorite Bengals of all time.
I'm pretty sure when we talked in this podcast, he was on a contract when we first started this.
Yeah,
and you were like, "You need to pay him."
And I'm glad they did.
Yeah,
that year they went to a Super Bowl. So, by the way, my third video ever on how the Bengals can change how the Bengals can change the Bengals. They did everything literally I said in the video. So, I kind of know what I'm talking about. A little bit, tiny bit. Remember, I remember literally posting every single uniform they have now. Before, like, the Bengals need to change it to these.
Right.
And now, the very first game of the year, we're going to have an all-orange uniform.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah.
It's going to be
so
sick.
I'm happy. As long as Joe Burrow stays healthy, I think that we have a really, really good shot at winning the division. I think we'll make the playoffs just as long as he does, just because I think he's going to be a man on fire. The real Slim Shiesty is going to stand up in the North for sure.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot to prove. That's really what it is. I mean, Joe Burrow does. He's regarded as the second best quarterback in the league behind Pat Mahomes. I think a lot of people will argue that. And the big question mark is, can he stay healthy? If he stays healthy, he beats Patrick Mahomes. We have nothing else that shows that he doesn't. So,
the
only the three-peat, healthy Joe Burrow.
The only reason he won in 2 years ago, Pat beat Pat, because every single one of our linemen were all backups going into the AFC Championship game. Every single one of our linemen were all not starters to start the season. Besides Jonah Williams, who now is a backup for the Cardinals. So take that as a sign of what he had.
Got it.
Yeah, mind you, now, mind you, the Bengals I think have the tallest offensive line and the heaviest offensive line in the league right now, between Orlando Brown, Amarius Mims, and the other Brown guy. Yeah, nasty, all nasty. But like I said, if Joe Burrow can stay upright on the field, I think we have a really good shot at the AFC North and making it really, really far into the playoffs. But we can't forget about the Baltimore Ravens. They are a good team. They are well-oiled. They have nasty, nasty players.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar Jackson's he's going to do his thing. If he can actually take his passing up a little bit more, if he can even do that, he's as we all know, he's the deadliest player in football.
Yeah,
that's what he is. His speed when it comes to that offense. I mean, joystick on live TV. I think he's got who is it? Zay Flowers, right?
Nasty, good receiver.
Nasty.
Could be really good receiver.
He takes a step. Last year was his first year. He takes a step this year.
You can't forget about Mark Andrews and Eric and
can't forget
Isaiah
about
Likely.
Mark Andrews needs to stay healthy.
Isaiah Likely as well. Very good players.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, either or, they're both playoff teams. Yeah. They stay healthy. They do their thing. They're both playoff teams, and we just it's really a toss up. But I think their records are going to both be really, really strong.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it'll be a toss up for the North with those two teams. It depends on who wins between those. I think. Just because I don't love the Browns, I don't love the Steelers.
No,
but yeah, man. No. We can hop.
I actually do like the Browns. I like a lot of player on the Browns. Not to say I don't like them. It's just
drafted really well. They've drafted very, very well. It's just they can't figure out the quarterback situation, and that's what always. Yep. And Nick Chubb keeps wanting to turn his leg backwards.
I hate it because
I love Chubb. Backs. Love Chubb. Great.
Yep.
I mean, I don't like him going against us, but as a player, lots of respect. But he keeps pretending to be a fucking velociraptor. That's the problem. And I don't know how much wear and tear that guy's body can handle.
Same knee.
That's
also the other thing. Wasn't like the other thing. Knee or another.
It's cold in Cleveland. It is cold in Cleveland, dude.
I could see a very.
I don't want
as good as their defense is. I think they could have a pretty bad drop off, and I think the Steelers might not. Their defense should hold, but man, they might not be great either. I can see them both not making the playoffs this year. This might.
And it's not even that. They have the man, the myth, the legend, Jerry Jeudy too, taking the reins.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Amari really wants to be there anymore either.
No, Amari doesn't want to be anywhere.
I don't think Amari Cooper wants to play football, to be honest. But I think he's one of those guys who's always been really gifted. But it's kind of like with being gifted, he's also kind of like, okay, I go make some money real fast. Like I wish I was that good at football.
Right. It's just like, my parents caught me sneaking out. Now I need to make A's. So they'll leave me alone.
Okay.
And that's literally what they do every other week with Amari Cooper.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't love the Browns. I think they're gonna go probably. I think they'll go 7-9, dude. To be honest.
Yeah.
Or 7-10.
7-10.
7-10. Forgot the 17-game season. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Let's see Pittsburgh doing very much the same. Maybe 8-9.
Well, I mean, I guess we could switch it up from AFC North talk. Where, like, dude, like Super Bowl wise, who do you really, really have your money on? Like
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Man, this one again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the cut, I'm not even going to talk about the Chiefs right now. I think this one legitimately could be a dark horse. I don't even know if it's a dark horse, but for Super Bowl it might be. I'd say the Houston Texans.
That's a really, really good shot at that.
I think they're the most complete team besides San Francisco.
I love their defense.
I mean,
I love their
across
receivers.
the board.
Joe Mixon's there, good running back. Plus, is Singletary still there, or did he leave? I forgot.
I think he left. I believe he might.
Well, it depends. Joe Mixon's not a great pass. He's not a great pass blocking back, but he can get in the open. If he can get in the open head start, he's a good player. He hasn't lost a step either. Joe Mixon's only 28, I believe. 28, 29. So he's still got a few years to go until he's washed.
And Houston doesn't lose this division.
No, dude, judging from what I saw from Indianapolis, dude, Anthony Richardson is not it. I didn't love anything, dude. Like, he was playing against our backups on defense, dude. He wasn't playing against our starters, and he had a fumble loss, and a pick six.
Yes.
On the dude, not great. Very, very not good. Um, who else is in their division? Jaguars. I don't
The
know. They
Jaguars,
they look pretty nasty, dude. The
they
Jags look
they
pretty
do,
nasty.
but they're still the number 2 team, man, in that division.
Yeah, we'll see. But if
But
Trev,
I think by far.
I think if Trev can clean it up, I think that they have a really good shot to challenge the Texans. But I think you're right. The big dogs are the Texans coming out of that for sure.
Yes.
But for Super Bowl, you think that they're top three for you?
They top 3, yeah. It would be top 3 in the AFC for me would probably be the Chiefs. Again, it's going to be a toss up between Ravens and Cincinnati
Mm-hmm.
for number 2, and then I'd say right behind that would probably be the Houston Texans, and then again,
So
like I said,
so pretty much the Chiefs, whoever comes out of the North, which me and you both think it's either the Ravens or the Bengals and the Texans. Which
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. We didn't rehearse this beforehand. I think that's pretty much where I'm at as well.
yeah,
Just because I think that a lot of teams did get better, but I think the Ravens they're proven. They just for some reason Lamar just can't beat the Chiefs.
yep,
Um, and you know the Bengals are there. Joe Burrow, we probably has the deepest wide receiver core in the entire league. Like I'm not even lying.
right.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Andre Yoshivas, Jermaine Burton,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Jones, and the good old fashioned Trent Irwin. Like,
So a bunch of number 1s and number 2s. There isn't really a number 3.
I would say Charlie Jones and Trent Irwin, and I think Andre and Jermaine they're really gonna battle it out for number 3
Okay.
and number 4. But like let's just say T Higgins is down, the Bengals don't have a fall off. They don't really have a big fall off. Now, mind you, if T Higgins and Jamar Chase go down, it's gonna hurt. But Joe Burrow can still manage that, you know.
Right.
But in terms of depth at wide receiver, love it. In terms of tight end, we have the best tight ends Joe Burrow has ever had. Mike Gesicki is just a giant slot receiver. Big boy, about 6'4", I think 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", can run a 4.5 still and has hands for days, which we kind of had that with Hayden Hurst and CJ Uzomah, but not quite. And Eric All, tight end out of Iowa, which we all know how Iowa tight ends turn out. If given the chance, they turn out pretty well.
Pretty darn good.
Iowa's kind of tight end at this point. So, an offensive line, this is the best offensive line Joe Burrow has ever had. Like you said, a little bit of a step back when it comes to maybe running backs, but I think we're going to do the committee approach with Chase Brown and
it's got to be
Moss.
good enough.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the running back. That's all it's got to be. It's got to be good enough to allow the defenses on the opposing team not to basically be like, they can't run the ball against five of us rushing. So we're going to sit back and good luck, Joe Burrow. So that's what it has to be. It has to be respected. If the Bengals get that, they're going to do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, completely agree. Like, as for me, I think I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think that the Chiefs you got to put them number 1. They're Super Bowl champion. They didn't really lose much besides their cornerback, who is a very, very good cornerback for them. I don't know why it slipped my mind. He went to Tennessee. I'm gonna hate myself for forgetting his name, but they lost their number 1 corner, but gained the fastest player ever.
Awuzie?
No, Awuzie came from the Bengals. It was their other corner. I forgot his name. My God, I'm so sorry. No, but they gained the fastest player in combine history in Xavier Worthy, and I think that is going to be extremely dangerous because Xavier Worthy is not John Ross. That boy is a football player. He loves football. Is he a bit small? Yes, very small, but clearly, when given the opportunity, he can make plays. I think that the Chiefs basically got Tyreek 2.0 when it comes to speed and hands. Now, all-around football player, I don't think he's quite the same player that Tyreek was, but in terms of a weapon, you just gave uh, Pat Mahomes a long sword that he can just stab you from afar.
Right. And the thing is that with Xavier Worthy, he's adds a little bit more muscle as he gets
Yeah.
into the season. He's going to keep building. He's going to gain confidence and everything. It wasn't so much with Xavier Worthy about him catching, more so of who was throwing to him, because Quentin Ewers is not a great he's good. He's not the best at the deep ball. So
Yeah.
you got to think now he's got Patrick Mahomes.
Probably top two deep ball throwers in the league, to be honest. Like,
Right. Yeah. He's literally got that. He's got Travis Kelce. He may not actually even get the number one all the time.
Sneed.
Jerry Sneed.
Legarius Sneed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nabor. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm glad we have someone in the background googling for us. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like Joe Rogan a little bit. Young Jamie, who did the Chiefs lose?
Show him a bear.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. That was awesome. No, but yeah, Chiefs are gonna be up there for a three-peat. I really believe that it's going to be a toss up in the AFC. Now let's go to the NFC. Who do you think's there for the NFC?
Oh man, so with the NFC is a headache, man. Because there's just so many things going on right now with just changing of coaching, with players being in and out of contract disputes. So you might as well look at the Cowboys. You might as well look at San Fran. I'm not even really going to go with those teams. I'm actually thinking they're both going to come from the same conference. I could actually see it be either being Green Bay or Detroit.
Ooh, my boy.
Yes.
This is why you're my co-host, because like I said, we did not talk about this beforehand. Everything is off the top of the head. I'm right there with Green Bay and Detroit too. I love how they built their teams.
Yes.
Personally, I think Detroit is going to be a monster for the team to come because they've bought in to Dan Campbell's philosophy all the way, just nothing but grit. His players love him, and I think that the players have, with Aiden Hutchinson leading the way, they've fallen in love with the city and want to produce, which is kind of like the Bengals effect with Joe Burrow also being an Ohio kid. I think that says something for them.
Right.
Now, mind you, I think the Packers took a very good approach also in letting Jordan Love, in the best term, gestate into being a top-notch quarterback. I think if you throw
he felt
Jordan,
so he could succeed.
Yeah, I think that like having him sit behind Aaron Rodgers and sit up because Aaron was great, and then letting Jordan get used to the league. The pressure was not on him to be great immediately, and he kind of got that old school NFL approach where quarterbacks usually start in 2 years. They draft him and let him develop into that quarterback.
Let him develop,
and
learn this offense.
And dude, how nice is it to be a Packers fan to just Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and like a really good quarterback in Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love takes another step this year, and I don't absolutely love the Packers wide receivers, but I think they're really good for their offense, if that makes sense.
Yes, it's with that, and I think that's the big question mark with the Packers offense, because I know Watson was banged up last year. Dobbs didn't take the step you thought he was going to. And I think if he can and Watson stays healthy and can actually have a complete full season, man, I think that could take him over the top. Let's not forget Josh Jacobs as well. They added Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I love that. What's that? Is that your dog?
That is my dog right now.
Great.
Yep. Yes.
No, I think he agrees with you. I think that he's like,
Exactly.
no, not the Packers, the Lions.
Right
That's what we
outside the
need.
door.
Love that for us. No, but yeah. So like Packers, Lions. Okay, give me a number three. Give me a number three.
A number 3, man.
I think you gotta
Kind
say
of
Niners,
looking.
right?
I think I have to say Niners, because without Ayuk, they're still a really, really good football team.
Yeah.
With Ayuk, that's where he really matters, is when you get to the playoffs, is a player like Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, he can separate and get over on his own. Yeah.
Yep. And then when you play the better teams, now they've got to worry about Kittle, McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. That's great. That's difficult to deal with in the regular season. Now you add ideally another number 1 wide receiver in Brandon Ayuk, and now you've got all those pieces. Clearly, Brock Purdy can distribute the ball where it needs to go, and then their defense. Not to mention an offensive line. I mean, 49ers are going to be good. They would probably be number 3 for me. I don't know if the Eagles are back or if they're going to be good. What that whole is there drama? Does Jalen Hurts like Sirianni? I just don't know. I don't know if that's going to create problems if it doesn't go hot immediately and stay hot with the Eagles. I just don't really got a feel for them being as a number 3 in there, like a number 5, sure.
Yeah,
like top
the
5 team.
Eagles felt very strange last year. They didn't quite have that same, city of brotherly love vibe to them they had in their Super Bowl run the year before. I definitely think so. But if I'm taking bets, I think the Niners will be up there competing again. Just because you have Christian McCaffrey, you have George Kittle, Deebo is still there as the gadget guy. If they can make something work with Ayuk, that needs to happen. But honestly, like I think that, and their defense is still nasty. That Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw is coming back. Their corners are solid. Their defensive line is solid. Nick Bosa and the boys. I don't think you can ever count the Niners out. No. Brock Purdy does what he needs to do to win a game. So, and let's face it, Kyle Shanahan he's a great schemer until the big game happens. So, do I think the Niners can make the Super Bowl? Yeah. Do I think they'll win the Super Bowl? No. They've proven that not to be the case against a very shoddy Chiefs. And by the way, what was that ending for you guys, dude? What the heck?
I don't know, man. Either way, it went the way I kind of wanted it to go anyway. Because why not be a Patrick Mahomes fan, man? Let it go the way it's supposed to go.
Besides his family, there's nothing not to like about Pat.
Right.
Besides his family, which I think his family being the way it is kind of his punishment. Is to you're gonna have the greatest football career of all time, but you're just gonna have the worst people around you forever.
His wife actually apparently just she actually got better. When the quarterback movie came out, TV show came out and everything, apparently people got more in there. So now it may just be more on the brother. That's a
pretty big your brother thing. I mean, I saw the video. Come on now, bro. You're not even the star of your family. You can't be doing that. You can't just do that. Yeah, no.
It's a little bit.
But
yeah, man. If I had to pick one, yeah, man, I'd say that. Let's see.
So let's just solidify it. We got Green Bay, Lions,
Green Bay, Detroit, Niners.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then if, like I said, if the Eagles somehow get it together and they return to what they were 2 years ago, sure, you can't not throw them in there. Like
Yeah.
their wide receiver core, running back, Jalen Hurts, their tight end. I mean, of course, Kelsey's going to be missed, but I think they'll pick it up probably fairly well.
Mhm.
They've got the team to do it. Like being non-biased, like I mean, like come on, guys, I did it wrong. Like being non-biased, the Philadelphia Eagles have probably the best team in the NFC East. Mm,
All around,
Pretty
I would agree.
all around. Like I would
It-
say right now. Yeah.
yeah, dude, I think Dallas needs to figure out its corner situation. I like, was it Deron Bland? His name?
Yeah, Deron Bland, he's out
He's
6 to 8 weeks. So
don't love that. Don't love that for you.
no, and I
And
mean, well, now we got Trayvon Diggs. Too bad we let Gilmore go. But I know he wanted more of a longer deal. Micah Parsons. It's really for the Dallas Cowboys. It's really about we know what you're going to be.
mhm.
We know you're going to win 12 games. You've showed us the last 3 years.
You can, yeah.
What can you do in the playoffs? Why? We
And it just-
need to see it.
It just seems like you guys get there and you just kind of sputter out, which is classic Bengals. I know what that is from like 2010 through like 2018. That was us. Make the playoffs, immediately lose. Like you're living my nightmare. So,
Right.
you know, I think I think Dak's a good regular season player, but he's not the big game guy. And until
No.
you have the big game guy, when you have a Troy Aikman, when you have a Staubach, you have a Joe Burrow, you have a Montana, a Patrick Mahomes, killers. When you have a killer, you kind of get that sense of relief. Like, oh, the moment's not too big for this guy. And I think that's not Dak. Dak's not. He is not going to flourish in the concrete, if you know what I mean. He's gonna when times are hard. He's shell shocked.
Somebody needs to step up. That's the problem. Is that I mean, even like 3 years ago. Let's just go back to the last 2 years. When Dak folded, everybody else folded.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons folded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trayvon Diggs wasn't there. Deron Bland folded. The running game folded. I mean, well, literally, Tony Pollard was hurt. Like there was a running game. So I mean, like it's just they're gonna get into the playoffs. They're just what are you gonna do when you get there?
Mm-hmm. And the NFC is like I said, don't think it's that strong. I think there's some good candidates to start off, but I think that the AFC, it's kind of like the NBA,
The West, baby.
The West is going to run that probably more than likely. But the East won it this year with the Celtics. But like, let's just face it, all the strong teams were in the West. The Celtics, for the most part, had a pretty easy run to the championship.
They lost 3 games
to
the championship. No, actually, 3 games altogether.
Yeah,
through the entire playoffs, 3 games. Yeah. They went 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 against the Mavs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Luka Magic was not magical.
Not great.
It just wasn't.
Yeah, but I mean, let's go ahead and switch it up, dude. Let's do end of year awards, and then we'll call it. Dude, who do you have for NFL MVP? Who do you think? Like, who's your dark horse? Who's your favorite? What are you thinking?
So, I think my favorite, as long as he stays healthy, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop him. I think it could be Lamar Jackson. I think he can repeat. I think it's pretty easy, and I think the teams in his, if you look at his schedule, let me go to his schedule real quick.
They should have one of the hardest.
If his schedule lines up, it's one of the hardest.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I mean. Yeah, if what he's supposed to do, and he tears it up, and he beats down teams, and he's a 14-3 quarterback, and he's got one of the harder schedules. Why should he not be MVP?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so as well.
I mean,
I don't think you're wrong in that. Let me see the schedule.
Yeah.
So Eagles, Falcons, Packers,
Dark horse.
Chiefs, Raiders, Cowboys, Bills, Bengals, Commanders, Buccaneers are decent. Browns,
Yeah.
Bengals again. Steelers, Chargers, Eagles, Giants, Steelers, Texans. Yeah, I mean, if he does well, I could definitely see.
Yeah.
I could definitely see an MVP run. If it's a
Who
better
I'd
version of
like to
last year.
see?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who I'd like to see is I would like to see pretty much the two dark horses I mentioned. Actually, I'd like to see that would be a good Super Bowl. Is either Stroud, so he goes from Offensive Rookie of the Year to MVP,
Yeah.
or hey, if Jordan Love goes in there and he just beats everybody down and just manhandles everybody like he did the better part of the second half of the season last year, dude, he was the best quarterback that second half of the season. Like statistically, he was there was nobody better than him. Like
I think you're totally correct in that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, I think those are my top three for MVPs because it's a quarterback. It's a quarterback league.
I'm with you. I think my
Unless
number
Tyreek
one
breaks 2K. If you don't give it to him, just go ahead and change it to QB award.
Just change it. Best QB, best QB in the NFL. Because
if Justin Jefferson is the number one wide receiver in the NFL by a landslide, and it's with Sam Darnold, give that man the MVP.
No kidding.
That's what I will say. Like those are my dark horses.
Oh yeah. So for me personally, I think dark horse candidate, of course, I think it's and I'm a little biased, I will say that, but Joe Burrow looks like he is a man on fire. He's got something to prove. Like I said, it's just health that's really holding him back. But when it comes to understanding the game, this is year 5 Joe Burrow, and there's not a lot he hasn't seen. Like I said, he has Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and probably the best supporting cast of wide receivers in the league. Past that, like everyone on our team would start at like 2 or 3 on another team, to be honest. Like let's just say this. I think the Buffalo Bills would be a better team if they had Andre Yoshivas as their number 2 or number 1, depending, because I don't know who their number 1 is at this point.
We haven't even talked about the Bills.
I don't even know because that's why because it's Josh Allen and no one else. Like, dude, I like Dawson Knox. Am I scared of him? Dalton Kincaid, good tight end. There's good tight ends, but like, who's the
we actually didn't even talk about that. Miami, by the way, Miami takes that division. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
it's theirs.
Like Miami doesn't have a defense though. That's the problem. It's like that, dude. I have no faith in anyone in the AFC East. Like, do you want me to be scared of Joe Milton or Drake May for the Patriots? I think it's got to be the Jets. I mean, they had the best defense.
And it won't even be Drake May. It's going to be Jacoby Brissett.
Right, 100%. But I mean, in the Jets, is Aaron going to stay healthy, bro? He's a 40-year-old quarterback who just came off an ACL. Most of the time, it doesn't look like he even cares about football. He didn't look like he cares about football.
His left tackle gets injured a lot. I'm just going to tell you all that.
There's that as well. Like, don't get me wrong.
I know this.
I think that if everything's clicking for the Jets, I think they do extremely well. Their defense is going to carry them through. I think they have a good shot at winning the AFC East.
So, dark horse of AFC, if everything they stay healthy. We know what the Jets defense is.
It's nasty. Absolutely monstrous.
It's nasty. Yeah.
We
know who's the number 1 wide receiver. Wilson?
Garrett Wilson. Well, also, and they have Mike. God, he came from the Chargers. Mike Williams. So they have decent receivers as well. It's just, can their quarterback stay healthy? Breece Hall, very nasty. It's Dalvin, like I said.
Still there?
I don't know. I don't think so. Who really cares? It's washed cooks. You want me to be scared of that?
His brother's better now?
Yeah, for some reason. I think it's Joe Burrow is my dark horse, MVP wise, and then probably it's got to be Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and then as a caveat, let's just say Joe Burrow isn't who we thought, which I don't think that's going to be the case. I agree with you 100%. I think CJ Stroud is a great quarterback. And I think top four, let's just say top four QBs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go ahead and say Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and go ahead and say CJ Stroud because I think CJ Stroud showed us.
So
more
you're
than
not
just
saying
Herbert.
a single NFC quarterback's got a chance, or even a player.
I mean, if it was, I would say Jay Jettas, but he doesn't have a quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm so sorry.
The number one wide receiver with Sam Darnold.
Unless somehow Justin can throw it to himself, then I don't know what Minnesota. They pretty much just like rebuild year.
Yeah,
suck until JJ gets back.
Okay, let me.
But JJ did look good in practice and in some of the preseason. He looked pretty decent.
So what if it's a down year for the? And again, now at the beginning of the season we play what ifs.
Mm-hmm. That's all what if game.
Ended second in MVP voting.
Yeah.
Right? I think second in MVP voting, right behind Lamar, or third. And so,
which I don't even think should have been the case. I think Tua he led the league in 5,000 passing yards.
Right.
And then
exactly.
not even that, Tyreek was almost
Dak may
2K.
sneak in there as a dark horse? If their offense does about the same, if not maybe even a little bit better. Maybe no.
It depends on how well CD's playing. That depends on
can CD come right in?
Who's your running back, dude? Is Zeke? Feed Zeke?
Zeke, baby.
Boy,
Deuce Vaughn, bro.
Deuce?
Do you see my seriousness right now? This is how I'm going to be
the entire season. Thing is, I don't love Dak's supporting cast. That's why. Yeah, I mean, let's just say he does put up 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns with that offense. Right. Sure, give it to him. And then make the playoffs and win a few games. Sure.
Yeah. So basically, Dak has to do what he's never done before.
Yeah, carry a team. If he carries a team and does extremely well with the supporting cast, I think he can win MVP. But do I have faith in that? No, I do not. Sorry.
So if there's an NFC quarterback, you're probably thinking it's going to be Jordan Love. If Jalen Hurts returns to glory, his running, maybe Purdy, or any. I'm just asking. Do you think any NFC quarterback could even give a challenge to the AFC?
No. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I don't. That's why I don't have the NFC winning this year. I don't love any of their cornerbacks to be MVPs.
That's a fair question. I don't see NFC winning either. Honestly, I mean, now when you bring it up,
now when you have Joe Burrow, CJ Stroud, Pat Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson coming out of the AFC, Those are arguably the best point getters in the NFL at the QB position, which we know QBs win it more often than not.
Right.
I mean that if you were to life or death, pick a division, I'm going AFC, and it's not even close.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Well, yeah, I think we beat that conversation to death. But I think
that was really good.
That was really good. But I think what we should probably the more interesting conversation: who's comeback player of the year? Just because of all the injuries to quarterbacks last year, who do you think has the best shot at comeback player of the year?
Man, is it too much to say Kirk Cousins?
I would, dude. Your brain to mine, dude. I was like, dude, I'm thinking to myself, who's there to really challenge? He's got a
winnable division.
Very winnable, extremely winnable division. He has great talent around him. They just traded for Matt Judon for defense. So,
defense has stepped up.
I know this is going to sound really weird, and I know no one wants to hear me talk about Kirk Cousins, but the dude shows that he can play quarterback at a high level. Is he going to win a Super Bowl for you? No.
No.
I'll be frank with you. I love Atlanta fans. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins as your quarterback, but he will show up in the regular season and he will feed the heck out of your number one wide receiver, which is Drake London. And I think all of us want to see that guy do great because, I think a lot of Atlanta's offensive talent is really, really good. Bijan Robinson, very good. Kyle Pitts, we'll see, has top 5 talent, can be good. Drake London, good. Their offensive line, not terrible. They I think have one of the better guards in the league in Lindstrom. And we'll see. But in terms of stats, I think Kirk Cousins is right there.
Especially if he just does what Kirk Cousins is, just a really good quarterback. You
Very
do
solid,
that after
yep.
you have such a severe knee injury, man, you're gonna win. I mean,
Yeah.
Joe Flacco came off the couch with no injury and won.
Comeback player of the year. Right, 100%. Shit, he wasn't even injured.
Yeah, he wasn't even injured.
His ego was broken. That's it.
I thought it was for injured players.
Yeah, no. The only thing injured about Joe Flacco was his ego. That's it. That's the only injury Joe Flacco had. He just, he came back and took over a bad Cleveland offense and was decent, and let the defense carry him and did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I didn't love the argument for. I didn't love the argument for the guy who died in the field because how can he be comeback player of the year?
Hammer.
Yeah, I don't love the fact that you can just give that award to great, he made it back, but did he play? Was he good? No, I don't.
See, and that those are the other things, right? It's not if you just come back. I hate to do it, but Alex Smith.
Yeah.
He came back big. Awesome. Great. Love this story. You threw 10 passes, dude.
Yeah, let's come on now. Come on now, dude. Yeah, chill out.
What, am I freezing?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Am I good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. Make sure.
Oh.
No, but
all good?
yeah, we're cool. I was just making sure I saw something weird pop up. No, yeah. I don't think just dying on the field just automatically gives you comeback player of the year. I think you gotta play. I think you gotta play football. And not only that, you have to do it at a solid level. You don't have to be an MVP or you don't have to be the greatest player, but just come back and do your job.
Play well. Yeah, exactly.
He was in sweats almost the entire year. That just gives you the right to win the award? I don't think so. I didn't love that argument. Now, mind you, I think that maybe some other players might have been a little bit more. DeMar Hamlin cost me my championship. Jesus. Well, that's the headline right there, DeMar.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, bro.
Boo. Yeah. No, but I think comeback player of the year probably could be Joe Burrow, could be Aaron Rodgers. Those are also very strong candidates as well.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, if he plays at the level that we know he's capable of, oh boy. Oh boy. T. Higgins, no. Not my step safety. No, but Aaron Rodgers, if he plays the level that we think he can, and he has a passion for football, very, very good chance that he makes comeback player of the year award. Also, I think Joe Burrow's there too. He played almost the entire year injured. The 3 games that he did play tore apart a San Francisco team that made it to the Super Bowl, and he dog walked them like it was nothing while they're healthy. So, yeah, it depends, but I think my money is on Kirk Cousins just because easy division, great talent around him, not a lot of expectations. And I think that that could is a recipe for that award.
Yeah, and then 2, Do you think they give, if Joe Burrow kills it, does everything he's supposed to do, clear MVP, do you think they give him comeback player of the year on top of it? He just doubles up?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to at that point, right? If you
Right.
were injured almost all of last year, played through a strained calf, taken out, can't throw a football, to come back and winning MVP or having an MVP caliber season, I think you kind of have to you have to give them both awards.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think,
Dude,
to
that would be
honest.
awesome. That would be
Uh,
cool.
I mean, I'm not going to argue it. I'm a Bengals fan, but
Yeah.
I'll take it. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think that's where we're at when it comes to Comeback Player of the Year award. I think we can switch it up and talk a little bit about which quarterback of the draft class do we think is going to have that CJ Stroud type start, if we think any
Oh,
will.
no. Mm-mm.
No one's.
No. No. I think if there is one, I'm gonna go with Jaden Daniels because
Ooh.
the Washington Redskins have always had a team, they've never had a quarterback.
Mm.
Like,
I think
they've
Jaden
had the
Daniels is a
defense,
good
they've had
quarterback,
wide
dude.
receivers, they've weak running game for a while. I would say hasn't been the best, but now they've got a quarterback that can kind of do it all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he's got wide receivers. He's got, well, they just got rid of Jahan Dotson, but yeah. But again, you got Scary Terry. You've got a good defense.
Scary
got
Terry
Dan
finally
Quinn.
has a quarterback, dude. He finally has a
Yes.
quarterback.
For the first time, right?
Bro, that poor guy has been in quarterback hell since he was a receiver, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, huge Terry McLaurin fan, dude. Very underrated receiver in the NFL, and I think that now with that level of quarterback play that I think he's gonna get from Jaden Daniels, we're gonna see a Terry McLaurin that could be arguably a top 4 wide receiver in the league, and I don't think that's gonna be I don't think that's gonna be a questionable thing. Cause I do think that he has like a talent that's higher than, a T Higgins, who I love T Higgins. I'm not talking down on T, but I think Scary Terry is exactly that guy when you give him a QB.
To me, Terry McLaurin to really solidify himself. I know we're going off of quarterbacks, but he's got to beat one defense that for some reason he just can't beat. And ironically, that's the Dallas Cowboys. Scary Terry for the last 3 years does not play good against Dallas. Any game.
We talked about the
shut down.
Jags. We talked about the Jags too.
We did. I'm gonna get spanked.
Yep.
Yep.
No, but yeah, I think that I think you're onto something with Jaden Daniels. I'm gonna dark horse it because I don't want to say Caleb Williams.
Right.
I think that he's going to be a good quarterback. I think my dark horse in this equation's Bo Nix, dude. I've really loved what I've seen out of him in the preseason. I think that Sean Payton has really, really taught him up, and Bo Nix has he almost had 5 years in college to understand the game of football, and with a Sean Payton who that was his guy. I think that he could not necessarily be a CJ Stroud, but I think he could be a very, very solid rookie quarterback for Denver, which they haven't had in a little bit at a rookie position. Since Elway?
Since Peyton Manning?
Oh, wow. Lipstick and dressing up Caleb Williams. Ooh.
Ooh. See, the reason why Caleb Williams won't win, the only way he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year is if he is exactly what everybody wants or expects him to be.
Yeah.
And if he is not that, and he's just anything lesser, somebody like Bo Nix, somebody like Jaden Daniels, who may have a very similar year to him, is going to be the Offensive Player of the Year.
I think
because they weren't
anyone
expected to do that.
I think anyone with a good pass rush is just gonna shut him down, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's an improviser. I don't think he's a good pocket quarterback. And which is basically what Justin Fields was. Yeah, that's basically what Justin like for the preseason, dude. He was going against 2 and 3s for the Bengals, dude,
Is
and
he smaller Justin Fields?
Yeah, he's not nearly as fast too. Now, mind you, do I think he can develop? Sure, but did I love what I saw coming out of him? No. It looked like he wanted to just shimmy, get out of here. I don't like it against Bengals 2s and 3s. Yeah, against Bengals 2s and 3s, I want to get out of here and throw on the run. Rome Odunze is going to be nasty. He's going to be very, 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 very nasty. But we'll see. For me,
got DJ Moore.
I think you're very correct. Michael Penix Jr. looked good. We'll see him in 5 years. And then JJ McCarthy, my boy.
Sucks. Drake May, no.
Drake May.
Sorry, you're not starting.
We'll see, dude. Like, I like his talent, but I don't know if New England will develop him like he needs to be developed. I would have loved Drake May with the Saints. Would have loved him with Minnesota Vikings because I feel like those are more offensive minded cultures who would develop a young quarterback better. He went to defensive minded Gerard Mayo, New England, where it's very cold and not a lot of weapons around him. But we'll see. Well, they have Joe Milton too, who I think has been competing for a job.
I mean, he looked good. He looked good. He's looked really good, and we'll see him. We'll see him. You actually can turn it on and see him here probably in the next quarter or two. They're playing right now, so we'll see. But yeah, man, I got to go Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I got to go Jaden Daniels, and the only way Caleb Williams wins it is if he meets the expectations everybody wants him to meet.
I think that I need to invite more people on here who have more contradicting opinions because I think me and you think too similarly, to be honest. Because like, dude, I'm right there with you, bro. I think Jaden Daniels has the best chances of being that CJ Stroud-ish level of talent coming out as a rookie. Do I think that he's going to be CJ Stroud? No. Yeah. But I think that he can be kind of itching towards that plane as a rookie.
Right.
But one thing I got to say is the NFL is in very, very bright hands going forward. I think, the QB classes are just getting better every year. Maybe not this upcoming year. I don't really know, to be honest. But, we have a lot of good QBs in the last 3 that I think is going to carry the NFL.
I think Quentin Ewers is kind of leading the pack.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he's kind of the main one of the main guys. No. Yeah, Joe Milton is the clear choice at the moment because I think he can use his legs.
Rookie mindset. Yeah. Be fine. Yeah, I mean, I won't argue that as well. I think they're both very talented quarterbacks. It's just I'll have to see with those guys.
Right. At the end of the day, Joe Milton is probably looking for another team to go and be a number 2 at another team, and it's probably going to be Jacoby starting with Drake May as the backup and learning behind Jacoby Brissett, who's a good.
He's a guy who can carry your team, but
he's a guy who can carry your team. And Joe Milton right now is playing for probably going to stay on there as a third string QB, but probably looking to ship him off for a 5th rounder.
It depends.
To a team that might need it.
I think it really depends on the showing tonight because the Patriots have too much draft capital. Have too much draft capital tied up in Drake May to just let him go like that. But like I said, if they can bring in the right offensive coordinator.
Can I shout out to Cody and say I'm sorry for your first loss, buddy? I really am. I did not see that coming, man.
Yeah, I don't think any of us did.
Yeah.
I thought
I know we're kind of sidetracking, but I got to bring that up. That was.
That's fine. Perfectly fine.
Hey,
if the comment
college
wants
football,
to comment,
baby.
Hmm. But we'll see. I mean, at least the season started off interesting. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That was kind of insane, dude. I didn't expect it. Who knew Georgia Tech was gonna be there? Not
No,
me.
man.
Certainly not me. But yeah, man, I don't think that. I think that the 2024 season, there's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to speculate about. There's a lot to talk about going forward, and I think
Right.
it's gonna be a very interesting year of football going forward for us. There's gonna be a lot to talk about, definitely, dude. So like, it's good to be back with you, man. It's this. Oh my god, this was really cool.
Yes. No, man. I've been driving the spouse crazy, man. Like, because
Yeah,
I've been
just
trying to
needing
talk
to
about
talk.
football. She's just like, stop. I don't care about CD Lamb's contract. And I was like, but I do.
Let me please talk about
That
it.
face.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
get
yeah,
that.
no, man,
So
this is great. It's good to be back, man.
that's awesome, brother. I'm glad to be back. And hopefully we don't go anywhere too soon. They really said SEC or we quit. Oh, oh, yeah, no, but it was good talking to you, brother. Man, 2024, it's gonna be a ride.
It's gonna be a ride, man. Just
All
strap
right.
in.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to Roar Sports Media on our return from our
Hiatus.
long hiatus. Almost Hunter x Hunter long hiatus.
Don't
Yeah.
do that to us.
Yeah, but we appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, and we're gonna put out more content in the future. Hopefully, you guys gotta keep watching. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, signing out.